and welcome back to another edition of Vivadivine on YouTube, the V-Blog. And I wanted to talk about a topic today that one of my friends, CC, had brought to my attention because one of my videos had gotten a lot of views, and it was about the spiritual awakening signs. So today, what I want to talk about is one of those signs that make people a little bit uncomfortable sometimes, because if you've grown up in a very religiously based background, a lot of times this particular sign makes people uncomfortable. There's a lot of superstition tied to it, and I just want to talk about it in a way that makes people really think about your spiritual abilities and your physical abilities. Okay, so the sign is that when you awaken, you might notice that there are certain spiritual abilities that become more prominent, and people call them psychic abilities. Okay. And they're different clairs. The word is C-L-A-I-R, and it's French for the word clair, C-L-E-A-R. So you know you have 5 physical senses. You see, you hear, you smell, you taste, and you feel. You also have 5 or more spiritual senses. You can be clear seeing, you can be clear hearing, you can be clear smelling, you can be clear tasting, you can be clear knowing, or you can be clear sensing. So clairvoyant is the main psychic ability that a lot of people have a problem with, and all clairvoyance is the ability to see beyond your physical sight. So if you're a child and your spirit is very clear and you have not been junked up by life, you tell your parents, "Oh, Mom, Grandpa came to me last night and sat in the chair in my room and told me to tell you hello." It's a high possibility that Johnny is telling you the truth, because Johnny can clearly see beyond his 5 senses. I am clairaudient, and I realized that because when I woke up, I started to be able to hear. I could hear music that no one could hear. I could hear a string of words and go on the internet and realize it's a song. That's out of the blue. Sometimes it's actually inner ear or on the complete right side of my brain, or sometimes I actually hear a voice. I hear instruction. I will hear someone say no. As if I'm going to do something, it will say no. And then I could actually see as a child where that started. Because when I was a little girl, I used to always hear things that nobody else could hear, especially at night. I remember being about 7 years old, telling my mother the next morning, I heard somebody walking in and out, up and down the hallway in high-heel shoes. We had tile floors, so I could hear the clicking of the heels on the shoes on the floor. I also heard many times somebody coming in and out of the front door in the middle of the night. No one left my house. And we had huge double doors, and you could hear the doors close. I also was woken up one night by a voice, very sinister voice, and it's scary for a 7-year-old, waking me up, wishing me good morning. And it was very scary, and I screamed so loudly that I actually woke up my household and my neighbor's household. I was so afraid of hearing things at night that for many years, even into my early adult life, I would sleep with a pillow over my head because I was afraid to hear things. I also am clairsentient, and I'm claircognizant. Clairsentience is when you're able to feel. So I'm able to feel things because I'm empathic. I'm very sensitive. I can feel people's emotions close and at a distance. I can just be really still, and I can tell you exactly what's going on with someone like 20 miles away from me. Or I will pick up emotions, and I can tell like something is going on with someone. I don't know where, I don't know what they're doing, but I can sense something is going on, and eventually I will get confirmation. I am also claircognizant, and that's one of the things that I struggle with because I don't want to know things, okay? But I know things, and so when I woke up, these spiritual senses became really heightened, and they were almost uncomfortable at first, but now they don't bother me as much. But I want to talk about these kind of things because you will notice and you will be able to identify specifically which one of your senses is your strongest. I know clairaudience is my strongest and clairsentience is my strongest. I also had a episode of clear smelling, and this is really interesting. I was talking to my friend's daughter one night. We were texting each other back and forth, and all of a sudden I got a strong craving and a whiff of peanuts. Now, I haven't eaten peanuts in like 5, 6, 7 years. And it was so powerful that I said something to her. I said, you know, Erin, I all of a sudden have a craving and a scent of peanuts. I don't know where that is coming from. And 2 seconds later, she said, Miss Debbie, I am eating peanut butter. They are real spiritual senses. We have been conditioned to believe that they're bad. Just like you can abuse your 5 physical senses, you can also abuse your numerous spiritual senses. People use them for good, and that's the purpose. They're here to benefit you and to help others, and people use them for not so good things. People tap into things that they probably shouldn't. That is their right. I don't judge them, and neither should we. They have to face the consequences of playing with things that are a little bit beyond the scope of their spiritual expertise, or sometimes people do it on purpose. I don't care. What I'm trying to tell you guys is this. You have them. They are there. They're a part of you. You can develop them and use them to your benefit and to help others. There are many people in this world that are using these abilities to help people in very positive ways. Okay? So when you awaken, and if you notice them, do not freak out. Educate yourself. Read. Remember that a lot of things that we learned are based on superstition and scripture that is really not completely understandable, because a lot of scripture said things that about people that were abusing their spiritual abilities. They're not meant to be abused. They're meant to be utilized and used properly. So that's it for the day. And next time I'll find another wonderful topic on spiritual awakening to talk about. See you guys soon. Bye.